The story takes place in 2018 in Portland, Oregon. A couple were living a normal life in their smart home, accompanied by their Amazon Echo speaker. One day, the phone rang. It was a call from someone on their contact list, someone random, and the message they delivered was one of pure, surreal horror. The contact warned them, in shock, that they had just been sent an audio file, a recording of a private conversation happening inside the couple's own home. Imagine that for a moment. The sanctity of your home, your private conversations with a loved one, suddenly captured, packaged into a digital file, and emailed to an acquaintance hundreds of miles away without your knowledge or consent. This wasn't a case of a sophisticated hacker breaching a firewall. This wasn't an external attack. The betrayal came from within. The listener, and the informant, was their own Alexa. The couple, understandably disturbed, contacted Amazon. The company later confirmed the entire incident had happened. Their explanation was, in some ways, even more chilling than the event itself. According to Amazon, this was a sequence of deeply unfortunate accidents. The device, sitting in their room, supposedly misinterpreted background noise as a series of specific, sequential commands. First, it thought it heard its wake word, Alexa. Then, in the subsequent noise, it believed it heard a command to record a message, and then another command to send that message. And finally, it supposedly heard the name of the contact it was sent to. Amazon called the possibility of this happening rare, but they admitted it was technically plausible. Think about the sheer, terrifying improbability of that. A string of unrelated sounds, a cough, a mumble, a word on the television, all perfectly aligning to form a complex command that would result in the ultimate violation of privacy. It suggests our most private spaces are separated from total exposure by nothing more than a stray word, a misheard syllable. The digital assistant became a digital spy, not by malicious design, but by sheer catastrophic coincidence. But the story of our smart speakers acting strangely doesn't end with a single, rare accident. The incident in Portland was a breach of privacy, but other reports from around the same time suggest something even stranger, something that feels less like a glitch and more like a ghost in the machine. Users began reporting that their smart speakers were talking, completely unprompted, and this was happening in totally empty rooms. The reports were varied, but all shared the same unnerving quality. Sometimes Alexa would just laugh, a spontaneous, disembodied cackle echoing in a silent house. Other times it would make strange, out-of-context statements, or begin repeating phrases in a cold, monotone voice. Imagine coming home to an empty house, only to hear a soft laugh from the kitchen, or being woken in the middle of the night by a robotic voice whispering from your nightstand. What do? How do you react? You can't see an intruder. There's no one there. There is only the device you willingly bought, plugged in, and connected to your life. A device that is now displaying a will of its own. Amazon, again, acknowledged the problem. They patched the issue, blaming the unprompted speech and laughter on false positives, where the device would mistakenly hear its wake word and respond to what it thought was a command. A technical explanation for a deeply primal fear. But do these technical explanations truly comfort us? Whether it's a rare sequence of misheard commands or a false positive recognition, the outcome is the same. The devices we trust are acting in ways we don't control and cannot predict. These real cases sparked a global debate, one that continues to this day, about the dark side of voice assistants. We are forced to confront the issues of privacy breaches, constant data collection, and the unsettling possibility that we are not the only ones hearing what is said in our own homes. We've placed a silent, attentive listener in our most intimate spaces. We've given it access to our lives for the sake of convenience, but we rarely stop to consider the full implications of that bargain. The Portland incident reveals a vulnerability to chance. The unprompted laughter reveals a vulnerability to glitches, but both stories reveal a deeper truth. We have installed an enigma in our homes, a black box of complex algorithms whose inner workings are a mystery to us. We speak to it, but we do not truly understand it, and we can never be entirely sure what it understands about us. The patches are rolled out, the apologies are made, but the devices remain, and they are still listening. Lingering questions hang in the air of our smart homes. Questions of privacy, of control, of trust. If your smart home is always listening, who else is listening with it?